Just north of Atlanta, something big is happening. Forsyth County went from quiet farmland to one of Georgia's hottest suburbs almost overnight. Here's the thing, home values have skyrocketed in the past year. And if you're not paying attention to this yet, it's time to start. Stick around, because if you're thinking about buying, investing, or just not missing out, 2025 might be your only window. Let's dive in. Let's talk about Forsyth County and why it's been kind of a secret for a while. Forsyth County is about 40 miles north of downtown Atlanta. The Chattahoochee River wraps around it on the south and east sides. What's cool is that even though it's the richest county in Georgia, it hasn't got as much attention as places like, say, Alpharetta or Sandy Springs. That's because Forsyth grew later than those other suburbs. Back in the 80s and 90s, most of the development happened along Georgia 400, and everyone was focused there. Forsyth was quietly getting ready for its big moment. And when I show you the actual price comparisons in a few minutes, you'll see why smart home buyers are making the switch. The numbers will shock you. But now, if you look at a map, Forsyth sits in a sweet spot. It's got the natural beauty of the river, but it's also close to the main job centers in Atlanta, which makes it great for families and people working in the city. And what's interesting is that Forsyth's growth came later, so the planners could see what worked and what didn't in the older suburbs. They basically learned from those places and tried to build something better. Plus, Forsyth is super close to Lake Lanier, which is a huge bonus. You can go boating, swimming, and enjoy the water just minutes away. Not many suburbs have that kind of outdoor fun right at your doorstep. They also plan the roads smartly. Besides Georgia 400 for getting to work, Forsyth built good internal roads so they don't have the crazy traffic jams that some of the older suburbs have. That's part of why people now want to live there. But now let me tell you what's drawing people to Forsyth County, because this is where the story gets exciting. First, quick heads up. If you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, now's the time. I'll break down North Atlanta's market with insider info you're not going to find anywhere else. Think off-market listings, neighborhood insights, and early warnings on price shifts. So get this. Forsyth County is putting a lot of money where it counts for families. From 2025 to 2029, they're spending over $88 million just on upgrading parks. Big projects are happening at Bennett Park and Sharon Springs Park. Plus, new trails and community centers are popping up. All this is making it easier for families to get outside and enjoy life together. Now, the schools are a big deal too. Forsyth County School District is always in the top 10 in Georgia. Even better, several of their high schools rank in the state's top 5. They have cool programs like STEM and International Baccalaureate, which attracts families who really care about good education. Plus, the parks and rec in Forsyth are something special. When you drive around, you'll see families walking trails and kids playing in nice parks. It feels like a close-knit community, but kind of like a small town, but with all the modern stuff that families want. And wait until you hear about the type of people moving here. I'll get to the specifics in a few minutes. But what's really smart is how Forsyth plans its neighborhoods. Instead of being stuck in areas where you have to drive forever for simple things, they're building walkable town centers. Families can walk to restaurants, shops, and events nearby. It makes everyday life easier and more fun. And it's not just parks. There's golf courses, horse riding places, and tons of trails connecting neighborhoods and big spots like Lake Lanier. Families can bike to the lake or walk to community events without needing a car. That's exactly the kind of lifestyle a lot of people want right now. I know that's what I want. But all these improvements are showing up in the housing market too. The numbers are really strong and they're growing fast. Let me show you. So here's the deal with home prices in Forsyth County. The median value jumped from about $490,000 to $630,000. That shows strong growth and steady buyer interest every single month. What's cool is the number of new homes being built. In 2024, over 2,500 permits for new houses were given out, mostly for single-family homes. But here's the thing that'll really blow your mind. In a few minutes, I'll break down exactly how these prices stack up against Alpharetta, Sandy Springs, and Johns Creek. Now, even with all that new construction, homes still sell in about 35 days. That's a bit slower than some city markets, but still show there's still plenty of demand. It's what you'd call a balanced market. Forsyth has about 96,000 housing units right now. With those 2,500 new permits, growth is steady, enough to meet demand, but not too much to flood the market. That's a good sign that things are healthy and sustainable. The way they're building new neighborhoods is smart too. It's not just these giant subdivisions that strain roads and schools. Instead, planners are thinking about traffic, schools, and community needs to keep everything balanced. But what's really pushing prices up isn't just the hype. It's real value. New homes focus on energy-saving features, smart tech, and designs that blend with nature. These aren't just cookie-cutter houses. People want to live in these homes for years. Land values tell a story too. Forsyth still has land to build on, unlike some suburbs where land is super expensive and scarce. But they're careful about how that land gets used, with rules to protect the look and feel that drew people there in the first place. Here's the thing. I've been watching this market for a while, and this is real, steady growth, not a bubble. Families moving here plan to stay and invest in the community. That makes for a solid base for home prices to keep going up. And speaking of those families, the mix of people choosing Forsyth County might surprise you. Let me tell you who's moving to Forsyth County, because this is the real reason it's booming. Mostly, it's high-income professionals. The median household income is around $138,000. And get this, about 85% of people there own their own homes. These aren't just folks settling anywhere. They have choices, and they're picking Forsyth County. Families look for top-rated schools, and more space make up a big part of this. Over a quarter of the population is under 18. And here's the key. Most new residents say schools are the main reasons that they move there. They want bigger yards and top quality education. That demand is super strong. People are moving in from nearby metro counties and even other states. They want walkable parks, less traffic than inner suburbs, and smart community planning. Things Forsyth is known for now. The kind of jobs these new residents have are interesting too. Many work in tech, healthcare, or finance. They can live wherever, but they're choosing Forsyth because it has great lifestyle and good value. What's really cool is that a lot of people are moving here from well-known suburbs like Johns Creek, Alpharetta, and even parts of Buckhead. These folks know what those places have, but want something different. Maybe more space, better value, or a newer community that they can help build. The age group shows a mix too. Besides families with kids, empty nesters and people close to retirement are also picking Forsyth for their next chapter. They want suburban comforts, but also easy access to outdoor fun and community. That balance isn't easy to find in older, bigger suburbs. And here's a big sign of Forsyth's future. These new residents aren't just buying houses. They're buying into the community. They get involved in schools, go to events, help build a strong foundation for growth. Now you might be wondering, how does Forsyth actually compare to those famous Atlanta suburbs everybody talks about? Let's see how Forsyth County stacks up against some of the more famous Atlanta suburbs. You might be surprised. Forsyth's median home price is about $630,000, with prices going up just 0.8% last year. Compare that to Alpharetta, where the median is $850,000 and prices jumped 5.2%. Or Sandy Springs at $713,000 with a 17.8% increase. So what does this mean for buyers? Forsyth homes cost about 26% less than Alpharetta and 12% less than Sandy Springs, but offer similar school quality and amenities. That's a pretty big deal, and people are noticing. Now let's be honest, commutes are longer in Forsyth. It takes about 35 to 45 minutes to get to downtown via 400, while Alpharetta is about 28 minutes and Sandy Springs just 26. But what balances that out is Forsyth's better parks and community design compared to those shorter drives. Johns Creek is another option with a median home price of $790,000 and less than a 30-minute commute. It's a different value. Still, Forsyth schools rank close to Johns Creek's top spots, and its community amenities are raising the bar. When you look closer, the value in Forsyth gets even better. In Alpharetta or Sandy Springs, homes tend to be older, with smaller yards, less parking. In Forsyth, the same price usually gets you newer homes, bigger yards, and extras, like say a 3-car garage or maybe even finished basements. More house for your money. And that's before you add in the great community features. Lifestyle, it's different too. Established suburbs often have the worst traffic because they are packed full. Forsyth planned ahead, so roads are wider, and there are more route options. The county keeps investing to stay ahead of growth too. The biggest thing, Forsyth still has room to grow. Land, it's available. And smart mixed-use planning means it can keep expanding, unlike some of those built-out suburbs. When I talk to clients about these places, I say, think about where you want to be in 10 years, not just today. Forsyth is building for the future in a way the others just can't. There's just not room. That $88 million going into parks, School upgrades and smart planning, those are investments that'll pay off for decades. Some other suburbs are stuck with old infrastructure and little space to grow. So with all that, it's easy to see why more people are seriously checking out Forsyth County. The bottom line, Forsyth County isn't a hidden gem anymore. It's becoming the top choice for families and anyone wanting a fresh start. With smart investments in schools, parks, and infrastructure, it has great amenities, space, and value. While other Atlanta suburbs struggle with limited land and high prices, Forsyth still has room to grow without the premium cost. This isn't a quick trend. It's steady, long-term growth. The families moving here now will benefit from that vision for years to come. If you're ready to check out what Forsyth County has going on, I would love to help you find your spots. Just shoot me an email at stephanie.patterson@coldteamrealestate.com. and we will get started today. The market's moving fast this year, so don't wait around. Let's find the perfect home before prices jump up even more. And before you go, check out the next video linked here, where I rank Atlanta's best suburbs with a tier list. Some of these rankings will definitely surprise you. I'll see you there.